lids. If you can see up there, now I'm playing the game of which pots and pans have lids. But we're gonna ride it out. I'm gonna paint the shelves deep space. Hello, and welcome to the Rummaging Ferret. So this is what I've been working on today. I caulked the cabinet because there were holes all around the edges. The board did not sit flush against the cabinet. There was probably a decent sized gap over here, and then it got smaller over here for roaches to live, and indeed there was roaches in there when I put the caulk in there. So not alive, but long dead ones. So I just caulked that up to keep anything from coming in or out. There's a hole over here, and when my grandmother was alive, she had had mice. In my first year here, we had mice. They usually live back behind the dishwasher, and then there's a hot water heater here. So back in the corner, and then they also made a nest down in here, which I cleaned out shortly after I got here. If you can see up there where the black electrical tape is, there's a hole there, and they were using that to get into this cabinet. And they had actually chewed the wire. So what I did was I went back and I taped the wire until we can get it properly fixed, which my dad's gonna have to come down here and help me do. So I taped down both sides because it was exposed on both sides with black electrical tape, and then I caulked around it just to keep critters from coming in that same way into this cabinet, because this is actually gonna hold my pots and pans and my baking utensils. So what I've been doing most of today is organizing and sorting everything. Pots and pans are over here, and then I've got casserole dishes and kind of casserole pots. My baking dishes are over there. This is all like party serviceware. And then I've got like oven stuff here. I'm gonna make brownies later, so I kept one of the casserole dishes out. These are vases and like covers to light fixtures, which are probably gonna go in that cabinet. These are probably gonna go in that cabinet up there, because I'll never really use those. And this is all my grandmother's cutlery. One of those is actually from my mother's house. I don't know how it made it up here, but it's here. So this, I don't know if you remember in previous vlogs, was stacked up pretty tall. I'm going through the plasticware right now and trying to make sure I've got lids for everything. If it doesn't have a lid, or if there's just a loose lid with no place to go, then I'm gonna toss it, but I need to try to find the lid to everything. These are some more of my grandmother's dish sets, and those are my great-grandmother's dishes over there. So that's the fine china, and then this is the stuff mostly that I found lids for. Like, I've tried these on a lot of like the casserole dishes, because I thought for sure I remember using some of these when I was a kid. None of them fit. So I'm gonna like get rid of those, I guess. I'm gonna try them again and see if I can find one that fits those. But if not, then I'm just gonna have to chuck them. So yeah, and then I've got some cups and stuff that I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep or not. And then that's all like serviceware for parties, for family reunion and other stuff. That's why I have like a million salt and pepper shakers. It's because my grandmother used to put them on all the tables, and we used to have tables in every room. This used to be the formal living room and the dining room. This used to be the dining room, so there'd be a table set up in here, and then there would be two more tables, fold-out tables in here. Then we'd have two more tables down in the living room, plus we'd have that table that's already in there, plus this table. And then we usually had about 2 or 3 more tables outside for everybody. And then this was a bedroom, and then those were bedrooms, so those were pretty much closed off. I have a lot of party stuff. Like, all those are like glass and crystal trays for, like, they're like veggie platters almost, but they're really nice, high quality. And then we've got the plastic ones for the deviled eggs, and then the plastic ones for like vegetables and stuff that are to go. I mean, my grandmother had pretty much everything. There's the turkey platter, and then Christmas cookie platter. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and I'm throwing some stuff away, I'm keeping some other stuff. So many lids. Like, I gotta go through these because I think I got more lids than I actually have cookware. Because there's no way I've got enough pots for all of these, all of those, that, plus I got another drawer down there that's full of lids too. There's no way. It's like there's not enough pots and pans for that. That probably goes to that, but that is not even a proper handle. That is from, like, a kitchen cabinet, you know? But, like, I've got just, it's like a sheet of metal that you go over top of it, and some of the handles are missing, and it's like, I'm sure the pot to that is long gone. I mean, that's probably for a warmer. Like, if you take your food fresh out and set it on the table, this is probably not to a pot. This probably just goes over a plate to keep the food hot. Try to trap the heat in. I don't think this is actually a lid to anything, because look how domed that is. Why would you need it that domed, you know? Alright, so no, you can't really see that, but I have caulked all the edges of this cabinet. I have cleaned it with vinegar. Sorry about the dishwasher running, by the way. Cleaned it with vinegar, sprayed it with bug spray, waited till that dried, and then baited certain parts of the cabinet that are food stations, just in case I get pests. They're probably gonna come in from like the edges here, so there's some right along here, roach bait, so if they eat it, they die. But now I'm playing the game of which pots and pans have lids and what lids have no pots that they belong to. So far I've got these. I think there's 3 lids that are actually here, and then I've got several more over there. That's like 5 lids total that don't have a pot, and I really don't need all of these. I'm probably gonna donate some of these. And I found cast iron cookware, and then I've got a set of pots there that I don't think have lids. This is missing a handle. This, I think, is like a double boiler, so you put like water in one of these, you set it on top, and these are all made by the same company. So I think this is like for something like melting chocolate. But yeah, so surprisingly, all of these have lids. I was quite astonished. Next thing I gotta do is find all the lids to all the silverware. I have to go through all that, dig out each set. I have to figure out what lids go to which kind of, like, casserole dish, because I don't think I've got a square casserole dish that's that size. I got a square casserole dish that's that size, but I don't think I got one that's, like, this big. So I gotta figure out what lid goes to what, and if I have, like, more lids, again, like what I had with the pots, that I just don't have a container for, in which case I need to toss the lid. So some of these are probably gonna get donated. But yeah. That's an update on the kitchen. Okay, so I just got my yesterday. It's currently 4:30 in the morning. I feel so sick. I feel freezing cold. According to my phone, it's only 70 degrees, and I've already had my electric blanket on like the low setting when I went to sleep. But I feel like it's like in the 50s. And I feel like I got hit by a truck. And the weirdest thing is, like, my stomach is, I feel like I'm gonna hurl. I actually got up, went to the restroom because I did. I can't. I went and got my trash can from out of there, and just in case I hurl, it's next to my bed. But I'm feeling real sick. Oh man. Like when I didn't get a fever, I didn't get cold, I just got like muscle soreness, and I was just super tired. I feel like I'm gonna puke. And I hate that feeling. That is like the worst feeling to me, is feeling like you're gonna puke. I'm gonna try to go back to bed, but I just wanted to document it, I guess. And this is just the first shot, which, if you didn't know, I'm super phobic about needles. When I get a shot, I usually get super lightheaded, and I oftentimes get close to or do vomit, and or pass out and faint. So, I actually handled myself really well yesterday when I went and got it. None of that happened. I didn't have a panic attack or anything, and I was fine. Super proud of myself. But I'm glad I got I'm glad I got my errands done yesterday. Sorry, it is 4:30 in the morning. My brain is not functioning. I'm glad I got my errands taken care of yesterday, because I sure can't do any of that today. And I am sorry you are staring at my closet door, but like, it's too dark to look at me. I tried. Anyways, for anybody that gets a shot, some of you are gonna feel ill on the first shot. I had only heard of people getting really sick on the second one, but someone I talked to yesterday said that their wife got ill on the first shot, so I don't know. But we're gonna ride it out. That's all we can do. Alright. Good night. This looks kind of bad, I know, because I don't have a closet light, and the hallway light is not super bright. But I am taking the first step in transforming Mama's house and Papa's house into a house of my own, other than kind of unpacking some of my things. So I am painting this closet because I've rarely ever painted anything before, at least with like house paint and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the original color. Up top is like a pale dusty rose kind of pink, maybe a little bit lighter than that, and I'm painting it yellow. So this is Valspar Field of Daisies. That's gonna be the inside of it. And then I'm gonna paint the shelves Deep Space. These are both Valspar paints. The reason I'm painting the inside of this closet is because, first off, it looks gross and nasty. I don't know if you can see all that junk down there. It's not just scuff marks and stuff. I had to clean this closet out. There was no roaches in here, thankfully. But there was a roach infestation at one time. So I went ahead and caulked all the holes. I've been trying to seal up the baseboards where they might have been living underneath it, because that's where roaches like to hide. Is inside little cracks and crevices, kind of like that. So I'm painting it yellow to cover up any of the roach stains and things like that. Like you can see some little flecks there, and that's from where roaches were living. So I'm painting it a light color like yellow, to cover up all this, because I can't live with looking at this every day when I come in here. But also to check for any possible infestation. So if it's a light color, I can see if roaches are coming or going, right? Because they'll leave little poop trails. Kind of like that. You see that little hole? They were living there at one point. And then there are little debris dots from poop and from going in and out of that little crevice. There also was at one point several roaches that were squashed along here that I've had to remove. That I did when I first moved into this house, because I'd been staring at it for years every time I visited Mama, and I couldn't handle it. So I got rid of everything, cleaned everything out. I scrubbed all these walls with vinegar, and now I'm going in and painting it, and I removed all the debris that was in here. There was tons of feces and cobwebs, and yeah, so it was just really bad. So I need a new paint to restart everything to feel better. There are still nicks and dents in the wall. It's a closet. I'm not gonna wood fill everything. This does need another coat. You can definitely see streak marks and splotches. So this is gonna need a couple of coats. I've coated about down to here, and you can see the difference between the pale pink that Mama had and the yellow. And the funny thing is, Papa was running out of paint. Oh, because I painted over it. You can't see it anymore. Papa was, I guess you can see it here. Papa was running out of paint. So he did this door and this side last, which barely had any paint on it. I mean, you could still see, this is from when Papa painted it. This is supposed to be white. And he was running out of paint, so he didn't. And there's all the laundry stuff that was in this closet. So this was full, packed full. My grandmother lived here for over 50 years. And that's actually my grandmother right there. Grandma and Papa. So Mama and Papa. I actually drew that years ago. This was packed full of linens, tablecloths, you name it, and I've washed it all, and it's all just kind of sitting in a massive pile in my bedroom. It's amazing how much stuff she managed to fit into a tiny closet. And I've got some more stuff that she had in here, so this is table settings and things. I mean, I don't know how she packed all that in this one little closet, but she did. But I just needed to paint it, because I need to get all this junk out of my bedroom and into here. And some of the tablecloths and stuff I'm gonna donate. I'm not keeping everything. I'm trying to purge and get rid of stuff. So this is the first time I painted anything in this house, because I had a very hard time. I'm sweaty and nasty. I'm not sure you want to see me, but gross. So gross. I have no AC for anybody that doesn't know. But this house was very much Mama's house and Papa's house. Other than moving some of my stuff in, doing this room, right? Pretty much everything has been, it's still Mama's house. It's still Papa's house. So this is the first thing that I'm kind of marking as mine. As tiny as it is, a small closet, it makes me feel better to do it in little baby steps, because change is hard. And when you lose somebody that you love dearly, it's very hard to just change everything. It's not like when you move into a new house and you're like, okay, let's get rid of these paint colors, let's change all this, or when you move into a new apartment and you just go, and you just start decorating. There's a life and a history here that is partially yours and partially a remnant of the person you love. And that person is no longer with you, and this environment is kind of all you have. And it's very hard to change things. It's hard to let it go.
You know, it's very hard to just be like, okay, I can change this now. I feel comfortable with letting go of Mama and letting go of Mama's things, and she's gone and it's mine now. I can do what I want with it. So this is one of the things that's on the list of things to get fixed. And it's just slowly fixing various things around the house that need to be... I mean, I've got not a ceiling collapsing, but I've got the tape coming off of the ceiling, where it's like joinery tape between ceiling panels, and it's coming down. So, like, I gotta fix that too. But, you know, it's an old house. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed me and my ferrets, it's free to subscribe, and remember, there's magic in art.